what'd you think about the Kid Rock Rodeo? I loved it.
Yeah, it was crazy concept, having the same time like
I
that.
loved
But
it.
that's what's cool. Like you got to switch it up a little bit. You got to throw it out there. I watched the interview he did with Dale Brisby, that podcast, and
Mhm.
I'm so glad that he's kind of took the George Strait approach on it, or he's taking his spot. Like George Strait had the George Strait
Mhm.
Open every year, and I think this is going to turn in. I mean, I know that it's just a team open. This is a rodeo. I get that, but I think like you need a name like that, a celebrity kind of status to put some flair back into it. Like to
Yeah,
get people excited.
and I mean, like I've always said. So I mean, we were out there. So I was putting bull ridings on at the bar in Arlington. So if you don't know where Arlington is, they say that thing about blink and you'd miss it. That 100%, if you blink, you'll miss Arlington. Like you,
Better stop at the post office.
yeah, that's all there is.
Yeah.
There's a post office, the office for the irrigation district, and our restaurant. That's it. That's all that's there. So we were putting on bull ridings out there, and we'd get 5,000 people, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people come out there, right? We'd put big added money. We'd pull the guys, like guys would turn out of PBRs to come because we were just paying more. And people can say that that's not true, but if you know anything about bull riding, a bull rider doesn't necessarily give a shit if it's a PBR, a CBR, a PRCA, Billy Bob's bull riding. If there's more money to be won by winning it, that's where they're going.
Absolutely.
100%.
Any barrel race and anything.
So
That's how
yeah.
it is.
So here's what we do. We put on a bull riding and a barrel race, right? Same arena, little small arena, big deal. I don't know. Call it 3,000 people show up out there. That same weekend, they're putting on a full rodeo, PRCA rodeo in Buckeye. We are packed out. There's a dozen people show up for the PRCA rodeo. Now, I'm not saying that I produced a better show than they produce, but what I did do is I produced a show.
Yeah.
And that's what Kid Rock's going to do.
Absolutely.
Kid Rock's going to get the guy from the 5-year-old kid that wants to get on a sheep to the 70-year-old guy that used to ride bucking horses in 1972.
Yeah.
And everything in between. And that whole deal he's got with the green light go.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's cool.
I love it.
And you're gonna see shit like that. You're gonna see that.
I think it's cool.
You know what I mean? You're gonna see that.
I mean, we are always talking about putting on a match.
We're going to.
I know, but I'm just saying we could incorporate some of this shit.
I thought that was, the old heads are talking shit. Of course they're gonna talk shit, but
that's okay. They don't pay the bill.
Yeah, it's their day.
I mean, I'm just being honest.
What you just said about how you did that and PRCA only had 12 and you had 3,000, whatever the numbers were. That's exactly, if you listen to your and Fred's podcast, when you pressed him, when you said, what's your opinion? Or, he goes, oh, it's not up to me. And you said, no, but I'm asking your opinion. And then he said the exact same thing. He said, you make it at Mr. Dong's place and you make them want that. You know what I mean? And that's what you did. Yeah. Like you made it so much better at one place where this place either has to step the game up or, get with the program. So, I mean, that's exactly what he was saying.
Yeah, and I always went with, I know a lot of people, a lot of guys that, and I'm not saying that me and you don't do this, but I'm just saying I know a lot of other people too that work for the check on Friday, right? Friday that check comes in, so they make this much money, the wife takes this much for bills, they take this much to eat or whatever, blah, 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 blah. They got this much left over to spend. So am I going to want to spend it on something that I've seen the same, or I can go out here and it's a party. Yeah. My kids will be happy. I'll be happy. I'll get a drink of beer, hang out with my wife, blah, 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 right? So that's the same thing that Kid Rock's doing. What Fred Whitfield was saying, I agree with you, is the same thing I did. But I think Kimes Ranch was listening. Because did you hear about that? $1 million breakaway. So they're doing $1 million breakaway at Westworld.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So what they're gonna do is exactly what Fred said. They're gonna make it so big that the NFR is gonna go, well, shit. Yeah, we better put these guys in.
You better.
Quick,
fast, in a hurry.
Because guess what? Between the $1 million breakaway and the Kid Rock Rodeo, yeah, Vegas is cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and they better hurry get their shit together because someone's gonna do something like $1 million the week of Vegas, and that's really gonna make them breakaway girls have to pit. You know what I mean? If it comes down to it, they could make it
Well,
the whole week of during Vegas.
well, think of this. Just think of this. If you took every B sport out of rodeo and did it for $1 million, breakaway, barrel racing, bull riding, bronc riding, bareback riding,
Yeah, that'd be.
and did it for $1 million right down the road.
They'd all show up.
Oh, buddy,
That'd be some.
that'd be a. I mean, don't get me wrong. The yellow buck and shoots would still sell out, and it would all be great and everything. But
There'll be some suing going on.
yeah,
You
but
know?
Caleb Drigger's sitting there with his yellow pad doing the math, and well, shit, I could go down there and run one for 100,000 a round, or
Yeah, I mean, and I think like with the World Series paying out so much during the same week, I think that's like the guy that's 16th in the world doesn't make the NFR. Yeah, he's pissed off. His dreams are shattered, but he gets to go roping that open for 150,000. Down the road. Because if you make the NFR, you can't rope. You can't go in the World Series. But the 16th guy can. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
even though that ain't no guarantee that he's going to win that. No, but he's going to run one for 150,000. He's been running one all year long for most couple roads 50, but most of them are running for like 5,000, like majority. So I mean, he's pissed off, mad as fuck. But then he's like, oh shit, I get to go try it on over here for 150, and it's 150,000 to win it. Fucking 130 to win second. I mean, it's a paying son of a bitch.
And how about I had no idea that the guys at the finals could go rope in the World Series.
No,
I literally had no idea.
That's bullshit.
I always wondered too, like, man, why don't those guys just slip down to the?
Yeah, I mean,
but Joe Beaver actually explained it better than like Caesar did. I watched, the NFR this year when I was watching it there, and he said that because this is the problem. If the roping runs at the same time as the performance at Thomas and Mack, and you got one there to rope for 150,000, and you got it's what I'm saying,
absolutely,
and you got one to rope here for 25,000 or whatever it may be. You're gonna go rope the one for 100.
They're gonna turn that other one out.
Turn them out.
Yeah, and then that's gonna, other than Dennis Gates being a loyal homie, not many.
Let's give him some props.
Yeah,
for that.
Dennis has been for that. People that don't know, I want to say. First rounds, his partner goes down with the
hurt his back.
Yeah, and he could have called somebody up and kept going with but he's like,
because the PRCA told him that he could take 16 or whatever.
He could call somebody up, or I maybe not that. Maybe it had to be someone in the rodeo, so he could have
somebody could like
calf roper.
Yeah.
He could have got a calf roper or somebody else. But he said, you know what? I rode with this guy here. I got here with him. We're gonna ride and die, and that's saying something. You know what I mean?
What did he turn out? He turned out 3.
Yeah, three he turned out, and I believe he's probably the only man ever to turn him out.
Yeah, they say he is. Yeah,
Dennis, he's I
like that guy.
Great guy,
I like that guy.
He what's up, stud? He calls and
what's up, stud?
It feels like you're on the rodeo trail with him, and
yeah.
Anyways, he's helping us get some guests. We got some. We don't want to say no names yet until we get it finalized, but I think the way you guys have liked some of the older, that generation, Dennis Gates and some of that, a little bit
the
older,
OGs.
The OGs. Yeah. We got some OGs coming. We got a guy, and the people that know are going to know. We got a guy that was the first guy to ever throw some rope. And I say some rope, it's a lot of rope. So a lot of people.
Yeah, they're 31 foot long. He's throw 32.
And if you guys know who the big time reacher was back in that day, you guys already know him, but we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But he's a stud. And Mikey Fletcher's working for us now. I say working for us. He's helping us get some people. He's out there.
Dude, what was his golf app called?
What was it called?
Craig, do you remember what his Mikey Fletcher's golf app was? It was. I don't know. We'll have to look it up. But he has a cool golf.
Daily dog fights.
Daily dog fights.
Daily dog fights.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Mikey Fletcher was cool.
Yeah.
And
can you remember them all?
Neat, no way.
I mean,
no. I mean, obviously, I remember remember sitting up in the bar at Oklahoma with our whole stage set up. Practically, just had the makeup girls leave, making sure my hair was all right because I thought Trevor Brazil was on his way up. And then next thing I know, oh, sorry, I got to go to my kid's birthday party. If you want to interview me, it's got to be in the warm-up arena
right now.
And
I'm like, geez, Louises. Shoot, I mean, and not even just the rodeo guys. Like I enjoyed talking to the Navy SEAL and the quadruplet. Shout out to them. They were fun.
Mackley.
Yeah,
and she was cool.
And we were talking to him. He's like, "Yeah, I'm a 9. like, you're at 9.
Yeah.
You're at 9. The hell?
Yeah, no big deal. Or the guy with we bring this guy up all the time, but the guy that had the beer holster.
Oh yeah,
that was in charge of all the guns in Hawaii.
yeah.
Or
That
some
guy
shit
was
like
cool.
that. Prescott was fun.
It was. I like Prescott.
Yeah, Prescott was fun. PBR was fun. You
Yeah.
know, I love talking to boat riders. Shout out to the Mortensons.
Yeah,
They always.
That's
always
another
give us a
friend
lot
that
of
I've
love.
made. You know,
Yeah.
like some of these. I mean, I like you said, like some of these guys know who we are now.
Yeah.
Da da da. But some of them actually became our friends.
Yeah,
you
those
know
was
what I
calling
mean?
bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I talk to Judd probably twice, 3 times a month. I talk to Dennis Gates.
Yeah, Dennis called all the time.
I mean, there's a bunch of them, but I got of course Tanner Baldwin. I mean, I talk to that guy all the time. He's my buddy. But
That's the most. So I'll give Tanner a shout out from me personally. That is the most underrated header in Arizona.
he sticks, man.
I mean, and he's so he's student of the game, and he's very intense.
yeah,
Like I seen him at Buckeye, and I mean I know Tanner pretty good. We went to Oklahoma. I know him good, right? I seen him at Buckeye, and I mean he kind of gave me a head nod.
yeah.
And then I'm thinking, you prick. And then like somebody else went up to say hi to him, and he did the same thing. And like when it's game time for
It's
that
game
dude,
time. Yeah,
it's game time.
it's game time.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I like it. I like it.
No, he when he comes to roping, he's on it. He's really serious, and that's that when I was out there with him about 3-4 months, and I'm telling you, I didn't know like I've been roping a little, but kind of on the leisure level. He made my ass fucking earn it. Like it was, and I'm so grateful for those 3 or 4 months being spent with him because I learned a lot, and then
Yeah.
I learned how to tie my horse up and shit like
Yeah.
that. Like I still he called me the other day. The same person I bought my horse from has another one that's 17 years old. Kind of the same deal, bomb proof, and really
Yeah.
solid. And so I think he's like, you need to buy this horse, and he's, I took his word on the last one, so we're 1 for 1. So
Yeah.
I think, my horse is great. I just, he's a little older too. And, I like to run a little bit more so we can get 2 kind of, run 10.
How
10
about
minutes.
how about Juan winning the World Series?
Yeah,
last
shout out
weekend?
Juan Corral. Hell yeah. I think
your header.
Yeah, my header. It probably not no more.
Yeah,
he
he
probably
probably
kicked
gone.
my ass out now.
Or they probably bumped him a number.
I know. That's what I'm worried about. They bump his ass up. We ain't gonna be able to rope.
Yeah, I
But,
seen him on Facebook here.
Yeah. He won first, and I want to say 7th or 8th. He had a hell of a weekend up in
Good for
Linden
him.
Valley. Yeah,
He's a nice guy. That
yeah,
guy.
yeah. I mean,
I seen Little Wadden this morning loading hay in Arlington.
Oh yeah, yeah. With your
Yeah,
old truck.
With my old truck. Yeah, I seen the black fenders. I mean,
those boys put in the work, man. They have my old arena over there, and they were there from the start. They helped me build it. I mean, they were there while we were building it, and they've done a lot of work around that place, and that's why when I sold that place and I rented it back, I didn't want just anybody to live. I
Right.
wanted to because I still farm the farm and I have the arena and all that stuff, but I wanted a caretaker kind of, and I wanted someone to use the arena. Every a lot of times you leave these places.
Just grow weeds and
I
it'll
hate
be all
that. I hate
chunky
that
and
shit.
yeah.
I hate that shit.
Let's talk about the new arena out here with
coming.
the Thomas and Mack specs. Right, it'll be
Yeah.
the same size as Thomas and Mack.
I mean, almost to the T.
Yeah.
I mean, it's exactly.
So
the
we're
same
gonna have to
thing.
be real fast.
Real fast. And what I'm hoping is when some of these guys are passing through, maybe on their way, they come run a couple here.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
They set their bales of hay up to imitate it. They don't have to do it here. We got it. We got it on just like
Yeah,
it. Same
yeah.
thing. So, and it's gonna be fun for us to be able to
Well, I'm gonna love
try
it.
it on.
I'm gonna love it. I don't like to run down the arena.
Oh.
I'm gonna take my swings right there.
And track is for hounds. You know what I mean? We're on the corner,
We don't
baby.
have a lot of time for
Fuck
that.
no, it's a timed event. We're trying to
We
win.
don't have a lot of time for that.
But-
That's probably why I never win.
Yeah.
Like I wrote the first 2 real fast and then missed the next one.
Well, then that's my deal. I'll rope the first 2 good, then at the short round, I fucking try it on in the corner. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. Fuck,
You come
man.
in, lead
Got
it.
a little
Yeah, you
excited.
high call back and you try them on the corner.
I've done that a couple times. They call me skina. That means corner in Spanish. But no, it's like to the T. We try to make the boxes exactly. I mean, it's going to be really, really close to that. And
Let's paint it yellow.
We should paint it.
Let's paint it yellow.
Well, I think I'm going to get the tarps.
Yeah.
The yellow tarp. Well, maybe we'll put yellow tarps all around.
We'll just put KB on them.
Well, then we'll put the
Tolleson-Mack.
or maybe the NFR, but
We just got to use the same font as
Yeah.
we do with the Tolleson-Mack.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What other than rodeo people? I mean, you got some. You just did one with county supervisor.
Yeah, county supervisor. He's a nominee. Yeah, so he needs to get voted in still. He's running against Debbie Lesko. Bob Branch. I personally don't know a lot about Bob Branch. I know a lot now.
Yeah.
Before that, I didn't know a lot, but what I did know is Clint Hickman appointed him to head of Parks and Recs for 6 years in a row. And if anybody knows anything about the Hickman family, they're very, very business savvy.
Yeah.
So that guy's not going to put his name on somebody else's name
Absolutely.
without that guy being good. So we have Jerry Sheridan coming on. He's going to run for sheriff for Maricopa County. And us out here, like in the rural districts, I mean, you need help with traffic and the shooting. I need help with the shooting in the river bottom and the craziness that goes on out there. And that's a tough that's a tough road for me because I'm not a fun hater, right? I mean, I like to have fun. I've always liked to have fun.
But
But
real quick, he's gonna have a lot of fun in the lake here pretty quick. This son of I'll leave it at that.
But I'm not a fun hater. But them guys get out there shooting and they get shooting close to my house. So, but what I'm leading to is we need somebody to be in that sheriff spot, which I believe is Jerry Sheridan, that knows what rural rural Maricopa County brings to the table.
Yeah.
Right? The farming, the whatever, the cattle, all that stuff brings, right? Your tractors, yeah, they plug up the road, but without that tractor, then the cow don't eat and the milk don't get milk. Like we just talked to Freddie's dad.
Yeah.
That was so cool. What did he say? 150 cows? Took him 4 hours to milk them 3 at a time?
Yeah.
I mean, it's I think we need help from somebody
Absolutely.
like that. I'm running for school board
Mm-hmm.
in Buckeye, and the reason that I'm running for school board, not really because anything besides I went to a school board meeting to talk about soccer. They give you like 3 minutes to talk or whatever to talk about soccer. And let me tell you something funny about that. I got this whole paper wrote up, right? Talk about this shit with the soccer and the AIA and da 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 da. I sit here and talk on this microphone for 4,000 viewing hours, right? I got no problem talking on a microphone. I got no problem with the lights. You can sit anybody down here. Oh, Bobby Moat is the only one ever made me nervous, right? I was nervous as a knocked up nun, dude. Like I was. I can't even talk. I was.
I wish I was there.
I was reading off this paper, but anyway, so I've taught my daughter since she would listen, and I mean I say this to anybody who will listen. I don't want to hear you bitch about a problem unless you're going to be part of a solution.
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm running for it. And it's the same, like, I think Sheridan's kind of the same way. I feel like that I know Jerry a little more than I know Bob Branch, but Bob Branch I feel like it's the same way.
Yeah.
He wants to be part of a solution, and I can appreciate when I meet some of these guys and they give me their cell phone number because usually, like, I met Ruben Gallegos one time. He needed a favor from us and we did it, and he, I mean, that's how the world works, right? If I need you now, I need to be able to call you. I'm not saying you need to do anything crooked, but like, I need to be able to call you.
Yeah.
He wouldn't give me his number, give me the office number. So, I mean, it says something.
Well, and so going back to the podcast, what it's brought to our lives or whatever, I mean, just like that. I mean, like you said, you're going to be, have the county supervisor and the sheriff and your, as your
they're going to endorse me.
You know what I mean? And so those things matter, I mean?
Yeah.
And not just those
Let's
people.
Talk about this too. This came into our lives because of the podcast.
Yeah, they need to sponsor us.
This is the
money out here.
This is the Starbucks pineapple refresher with water.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. Don't get it with lemonade.
Oh
yeah, don't get it with
Gagamaga, they said.
Yeah, it's no bueno. It's no bueno. Sean Sugar Shane.
We're working on him. Fuck, we're working.
That's who we need.
My dad has spoken to his mom in a couple occasions. My dad's in charge of the water over there for the neighborhoods, and they were irrigating and having a hell of a time one time. So my dad went over and talked to him, and my dad told him about us and la da 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 da. But we're working on it. We got a couple. Got a referee. He's been in the league he played for like 8 or 9 years. And
you sent me that.
We got that going on. They've got a couple of them old school roper guys coming on. Our 90% of our podcast for you guys, we want to bring team roping, calf roping. I think that's That's
and
our-
whoever
that's our-
else you want. I
Yeah.
mean, shoot a
Yeah.
message into Craig.
I would love that. I would love for you
I-
guys to text us or send us a comment on YouTube and tell us, like, give us somebody we want to challenge. We want to
Yeah.
go after them,
I
and-
mean, you say, hey, I used to watch this guy, blah, 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 and he won this, this, and this, or, use an example. Like I used to watch Jake and Clay rope together. You guys should get Jake and Clay,
absolutely.
or something like that. That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Well, Rick Stock's daughter, shout out her. She did that. She said you should have my dad on or something like that. And we Tanner called him in the pickup the other day, and we talked to him about it. And them old guys. I'm not saying no, sorry, but
him
but-
around a little bit.
well, he's like, I ain't gonna be on no goddamn podcast, and but
and then they
it's-
get on here and they're
and
the
then,
best guests.
Yeah, and like Tanner says, he goes, a lot of times people, they'll even say to him, well, a lot of them guys listen to podcasts, especially when it's their old buddies like Dennis
Yeah.
Gates and shit.